International. Will they be able to handle this time Echo their momentum? That's where we find out as we jump into the land of Dawn. Game number 2 here, first series of MPL Philippines Season 12. We'll see if we can get to a Game 3.
When I saw this show, you know what I remembered? From Game 1 as well. That JP reminds me so much of the way that Yaoi plays.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be the same here, right?
Very fast-paced, really aggressive maneuvers. And it is going to come into play here, but Renegade already poised. Kind of annoying, Easy. Force the retribution, by the way.
That's big.
That's big, that's big.
For the Lethal Wanderer takes, right? Which is happening right now on the other side of the map as well. We do see the Cho is very deep in the Blacklist territory. And that's Renegade being forced to use Flicker. Oh my goodness, this could be bad here.
He's going to be able to get a kill.
Yeah, he's probably going to get another kill.
Oh,
JP!
Oh!
Not even able to catch it. Renegade with the maneuvers.
How does he do it again? I was going to say, this looks like deja vu, man. But this time it's a different hero.
You know, it's Renegade saying, "Baka Renegade to." Literally making plays like that. And
How do you say that in English?
This is
maybe
Renegade,
this
bro.
is Renegade. Maybe this is
Renegade.
Maybe this is
Maybe
Renegade.
he makes out, maybe he does not. You know?
I think Leo would be the authority on what to call that one for sure later on. We'll ask him.
We'll ask him. But,
Yeah.
you know, early game, relatively nothing happening too much. They are going to look for a pick if they can find one. It doesn't look like it's going to happen in the mid lane. Again, all this really leads into that first hurdle, right? Renegade will be poked down again. He does not have the flicker, so he's got to be careful.
And so he definitely looks a lot better here this time around with the first blood. Just like Game 1, it is going to be the Marcus who is ahead in the early game. And that's the advantage that you get, right? That's beautiful.
That's a very good timing on the Petrify as well on Haji after the initial shoot pull coming out from G. Able to catch the show off guard. But what matters here is the XP advantage of Sensui. They see that Sensui is almost near level 5, but Echo, they do not want to wait for the turtle. They want to be able to get this one. Level 5 on Sensui, still level 4 in Carltese.
They're forcing the fights right now. It is going to be close here on the turtle. Renegade cancel.
Oh, Petrify!
Oh, that is huge here for Echo. Minor things are resulting to huge net profits for the Orcas.
Great initiation there from Echo. I mean, to keep Blacklist International at bay, and then again, we've seen Sanford do this many times, right? He is in the perfect position, and you can see it, right? This is a great response, but still relatively even. Top Agent and Apex Predators, by the way, 3 out of the 5 kill leaders in MPLPH are playing. Carl, TZ, Haji, and I believe the third one was
Benny.
Yeah. Man, I want to point out the genius of Sanford, man. You don't have the level advantage, you petrify the enemy jungler.
Yeah, Petrify is already happening as well
right?
there.
Benny.
This might be Blacklist who are going to be on the back foot as Sensui gets chased down by the Orcas once more. It's 3-1 on the kill score, and Echo starting to create a lead here.
So this is where you see the the greatness of a Joy jungle. They are ensured to have a better jungle matchup because you have immunity on Joy.
Yeah.
And Martis, like what he does is annoy you during the Mortal Coil. He's CC immune, but he's not damage immune. And that's what is the total opposite of a Joy does. Like, okay, you do that, I damage you. I don't care about CC immunity, because guess what? I'm CC immune as well.
And the crazy thing is, again, they're still pressing the situation here at the top. Renegade goes in.
Good damage here. I think Oheb starting to join in the fray. Good snipes, but will not be enough damage, which is going to be where that gold differential lies in.
I love it, too, because that last hold off, they're still going Edward.
Oh, Edward might be in trouble. Of course, he's called Edward Balboa for a reason. Will it be enough to stop that dragon from dancing? And it is! Oh, man, what an outplay!
That was very brilliant from both sides, even though Cartese kind of just gave up with the kill. Sanford was trying to get the third hit to get the Sha, the Sha essence. But that one sidestep from Edward was what made the difference there. Sanford was not able to land the third hit.
Edward,
Yeah.
man, what a master there. Now the fight for the turtle.
Seems to be a big turtle here, who will be taken by Carl TC, of course, but Daddy JP, you're in hot water. That's going to be kill going over the Blacklist. For that turtle, I mean, I would take that any day.
Yeah. Again, this is great. This is much better this time for Blacklist International, right? They are able to go ahead, keep things relatively even at this point. 5 minutes into the game, they're working around it, looking for kills where they can, which is important. And meanwhile, I'm still going to say this, Oheb is having the gold lane experience, right? He's mostly just farming up, and at some point in the game, relatively soon, he's going to be a threat.
And they started off ultra fast right there. Again, the hits are not going to make their mark, but JP making sure that the rest of the teammates are safe, just providing that insurance policy here.
Yeah, almost getting the kick there on the Martis. Very good reflex coming out from Sensui. But I want to say that even though Oheb has been able to get some form of breathing room on the gold lane, they are still in a dangerous fate of facing a Bruno in the mid game. Bandicuti is 1-0-1 right now, and the terrifying fact of the matter is, even if you get the catch, there's a Purify on this Bruno. Talk about insurance policy. He's going to be able to live through these team fights, and he's going to be able to output more damage for Echo, and again, make sure that they are able to take out the right targets that they need to take out on the side of Blacklist.
Very big points there, and at the same time, you can see some key items being picked up for Blacklist International. Oheb also did just get his BOD in, so that's what I was saying. He's had relatively a good time early game this time around. Just farm up, do what he needs to do, and now it's going to be up to the team here.
Oh man, Sensui might be a little too deep on this one, and the Orcas will definitely fall to the bait. And yeah, they took that really easily. I feel like he had no business being there at that moment.
Kind of an overextension from the jungle of Blacklist.
And Sanji, he's going to be low, but Oheb missing his mark. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, I don't know if they were expecting for that kind of damage to be thrown by Edward that early on, taking them low. But you can see it. Let's go ahead. Hold on.
Renegade.
Oh, Renegade. JP. Like, this is the big props you have. If you have a Kufra, the Cho just has a hard time just Shinpoing all over you.
Oh man, this is, again, Echo showing pure class with their systematic approach and objectives. Even Sanford committing the Black Dragon for him, even if they don't see any form of contention. And look at Carl DZ, ultra fast takedown on the Paquito.
So I'm kind of scratching my head here. I know Edward was trying to put the vision, right? But then you got to know that you're going to have this quick response, especially with a Joy across from you. It's Carl TZ. So somewhat of an unnecessary death there, right? But still, information was what he was after. Now, in this instance, you're 7.5 minutes in. You have all the turtles, once again, in the hands of Echo here. And this will scale, right, really well for them. You're seeing key items locked in, too. So next big picture is obviously the Lord, right? Is Blacklist International.
Renegade riding the Orca as well.
that was sexy from JP.
Well, he's doing it in style, by the way.
Style points.
Style points right there. We all know about the styles with those jackets.
Haji finally making an appearance here with a combo, but will not be enough to take out Sanji, and beautiful revenge kill there coming in from Echo.
JP is just styling over Echo. I mean, like, you could not analyze that play.
You just got to say Daddy JP.
You just got to say Daddy JP. Went in, flickered in, got on the right spot. The kick was a little off angle, but it wasn't enough to secure a kill on Haji. And again, these skills matter for Echo, like they do matter a lot, because you've talked about scaling. They have an insane damage scaling in the form of the Bruno. Now Sanford is also looking to fight. They lost the Cho. Blacklist, however, is able to control and minimize the casualty. But again, this is Echo pushing forward. This is what they're capable of. This lineup deals insane amounts of damage, and they're now looking at taking down towers. But I would say Blacklist, they're doing a fantastic job of holding the top lane and mid lane, as you've said earlier, Rockhart. The focus of Echo is purely in mid lane. They haven't even taken a tower on top lane yet.
They're going from fast, and they need to go to ultra fast, basically, at this point, right? Pacing has been set, and now they got to give it a go. They got to press on the gas here. Blacklist International, like I said, still in a relatively good situation to deal with a lot of these early on.
There you go. Some good damage from Haji. Somehow lacking here on the Kadita, becoming a major pain point here for Blacklist.
Yeah, I do want to say this is better, though, for Blacklist International, because compared to game number 1, they are the ones who are making some moves, okay? They are the ones making the first moves over Echo. And Echo, for the past 4 minutes, they haven't been able to do like something of their own accord.
Yeah.
And even though they keep on dying, again, this is breathing space for Oheb.
But the problem with that, too, once again, as Echo is dealing with this, right? They're going to... Hold on, JP.
Oh, Sensui. I don't think he's going to live out on that one.
Oh,
Oheb makes sure that they get something in return. This is going to be an interesting turtle.
great.
I'm sorry, Lord.
Yeah, great that they get that, because now this Lord for the taking. Blacklist International could actually contest this. It's going to come down to the junglers here.
Sanford!
Fighting it out, Sanford. Oh, he finds Oheb. That's definitely going to be Lord going over to Echo. And again, the smallest things are making a big difference in these fights.
Dude, talk about Sanford. Ultra fast fingers on the Petrify. the moment he saw like the Beatrix, under a second, he was petrified immediately. And he was taken out. And you said earlier that Blacklist, they might have been able to contest, even though they don't have the jungler at that moment. Like Sensui was on the graveyard. They could have taken that team fight because the Beatrix was in position to sort of attempt a contention from the Bruno. But again, Sanford with the relentless pressure on the Beatrix, this is what's stopping Blacklist International from pressing forward. Like they have been doing a fantastic job of not allowing Echo from moving in the early game, but there is no answer with the Yuzong.
Yeah, they've done a good job at holding on from things getting too out of hand, like we saw in the previous one, right? Game number 1, where it was, what, 10,000 gold deficit. So Blacklist International, like we said, has a chance to turn this thing around. We have seen some crazier flip arounds, right, of 10,000+ gold, but really you have to wonder, what is it going to be? Is it going to be Blacklist International starting the fight and then winning those exchanges, or are they responding? Look at this, already flicker out.
Yeah, earlier they were Renegade, who's being very proactive, but the damage just not anywhere near where they needed to be, which means that the rest of the members of Echo will be surviving.
Yeah, again, you said it yourself best, Rockhard. JP playing like Yaoi, and Echo, we are feeling the momentum. That was kind of a a very instant initiation coming out from Echo. Blacklist, they did react quickly, but enforced like what, 2 flickers coming out from Blacklist International. Oheb, he was forced to flicker out because he saw JP with the with the attempt on the flicker kick. He was able to get Sensui though. It did not transition into any objective, but we're feeling the momentum of Echo right now. And again, the threat of having Sanford play this Yuzong, it's really, really scary for Blacklist to play team fights versus this composition coming out from the Orcas.
Not only that, but the fact that you saw the deficit just between the junglers here and how much further Carl Tizzy is ahead. He's making Sensui really work for even these buffs, right? And when it comes down to it, it comes down to those neutral objectives, right? Where we've seen that struggle. Now, Blacklist International, Sensui specifically, before this next Lord in less than 30 seconds, has to make sure that he's not taken out of the picture. Because again, if he is taken down, like we saw in the previous one, then it just results into another Lord take for Echo, and they can just play around that, knocking into the base of Blacklist International, right? So, as they approach this, they put some pressure of their own on the top side, which is great. It's going to go ahead and hopefully get that tier 2. As it does, and they amp up. There's the concealed play. We'll see if they can get a pick off that they need.
Already used up. Oh, there you go. JP going to get caught out here. Even with the Shunpo, not going to be able to make that escape. Sanji, he's trying to get some revenge kills here happening, but right now it is Edward who is blowing, who is fighting with these blows coming in from the Paquito. Carl Tizzy, very aggressive on the backline. Look at this guy. What a monster on that Joy. It's a double kill for the world champion jungler.
GOAT. Carl Tizzy, you take out my daddy JP, I'll take out 2. And Echo, they did not react to what Blacklist was doing. They did not attempt to go for the Lord. They knew for a fact that Renegade committed flicker. They had no CC left. And without CC, like, again, Carl Tizzy is free to just go over the backlines, and Echo, they're just playing to the strengths of their composition. We saw the resources committed by Blacklist International. Now I am enabled to do what I want, and I will do what I want. I don't care about Lord, like IDC at all. I want to see the Beatrix.
IDC. That's exactly what they have to be. Also at the same time, I got to focus here. I'm going to focus on what Blacklist International can do exactly to stay in this game, turn it around. They have to deal with the Lord, which relatively they have good clear, right, for the most part. But when it comes to defending in their base, do they have the tools necessary to have a successful defense and turn things around?
Look at this!
Look at this guy, JP. He's literally
IDC,
the expert wingman.
Again, the composition of Echo is you go front line, they all go back because they're trying to protect the Beatrix. And JP, Sanford standing in front lines, Blacklist is forced to go back.
He finds Haji. Oh, it's gonna miss. It's gonna miss. But the tower will fall with the help of the Lord. Again, it's gonna be Daddy JP going down. But again, this is what he wants.
That's exactly what they wanted. They get the first turret in the base. They get it down. They're happy with it, right? Again, Echo is in quite a bit of a lead here.
Yeah.
So Blacklist International, do you consider that a successful defense? That at least they got JP down. But again, what it comes down to is buying more time here.
Well, again, from their perspective, they did defend. They're gonna be happy with that because you're buying more time for the Beatrix and you're looking for more playing room in this game. But from the perspective of Echo, it kind of feels like these guys from the Orcas are mimicking John Wick here. These are guys of sheer commitment and will. Like you saw JP and Sanford earlier on throwing bodies at Blacklist International, making sure that Oheb's life is a miserable hell. Even though he has an amazing KDA, which is a testament of how good a player he is. 4-2-1 on the Beatrix. But
There
again,
it is.
Carl Teasy.
Oh, they find him without any damage taken to this lineup. They take out Carl Teasy. That is massive. Now it might also be Sanford in trouble, but Renegade will be traded. Oheb still alive, but only for the few moments. And Sui 1v4. What you doing, bro? That's going to be him going down as well. Edward is trying. He's playing. He's fouling. He's profiling. He's going to make it out.
Wow. Okay. So as messy as that exchange was, Blacklist International finds a big pickup, by the way. It was
big
Carl
pickup.
Teasy.
Yeah.
That was great. And it, that will help them a little bit here. Is it enough to lead them into a contention for this next Lord in 15 seconds?
I mean, again, it's buying more time. You have the capability of extending this game because what you're looking for here for Blacklist International, it's not gold. It's space to make movements. And Renegade, they did just find an important target for Blacklist International to take. You are looking for these kinds of situations where you are able to look for those opportunities. And that is what Echo needs to prevent. Like, you need to be able to react to what Blacklist is doing by making sure that you move first. Which is why, again, I want to commend Blacklist International for continuously doing this. For the longest time, they've been finding kills on JP, and now they found the right target. This is time well spent. It's going to be extended for a little bit longer, but Blacklist International, they need to find more of that.
Man, I feel like Blacklist International is the John Wick here. Like this is that scene where they fell down the stairs, and like that whole scene there goes down the stairs, and then they're going back up. Like this is the determination that they're going through.
You know what? If you have a team like Blacklist who's acting like John Wick, you really got to get some insurance if someone's out.
Oh yeah,
down.
Sorry, not John Wick, John Wick.
John Wick.
There it is.
There you go.
So that's why they got the Lord. They want to make sure they want to push up.
Are you saying that Blacklist International, they're adding more stairs? They're trying to add more stairs to make sure that this game is prolonged?
They have to.
They have to.
That's exactly what they need, though, right?
Again, they have to look for that kind of opportunities. But, again, Echo, making the move here. Oh, he does not see
They can see him. They can see him. JP will try to make an entrance here. Not going to be working for it now, but that's not going to be a problem. The tower on the top lane and the mid lane will be struggling. Energy with a very aggressive play here. Even with the immortality, Cartesi will be demolished here by the Balboa, but BennyCutie, he's doing work right now on that Bruno.
Again, Echo throwing bodies at Blacklist International. And BennyCutie, his life is like, okay, guys, I'll chill here. I'll hit towers. I do what I do. I don't team fight. I don't try and make some crazy good plays. My job is to hit towers. And Echo, even though they did kind of lost that team fight because they did lose Carl Teasy, look at the towers. They're slowly taking the time away from Blacklist International. Even though this is time bought, Echo is slowly chipping away.
Yeah, and Blacklist International, when they know that they have at least Carl Teasy down.
Wrong direction. That might be a problem here for JP, but he is tanky enough to at least survive this for a few moments. Will be using
the dash!
Oh, the dash is happening right now. Oh, he's got some damage in. Sanji with a follow-up. Does not really activate the Terrify, though. And that's going to be him with a kill onto Sanji.
Edward!
You got the immortality
here. Immortality will be activated. That's going to be a 1 for none in favor of Blacklist.
Would have been terrific for Echo if JP only dragged the kick, because he was in the right position to kick the Beatrix back, but he hit Tensui, and that almost, that was almost a terrible team fight for Echo. Fortunately for them, again, Beatrix was forced to dash. Sanford was in the front lines, and the punish was kind of reduced. The punishment was kind of reduced with the Dragon standing there, because Oheb on the Beatrix is not able to go,
can contest this and possibly take it. If they can ensure themselves this Lord, it will change the course of this game too, possibly taking us to a game 3.
It's amazing how insurance can
JP!
make your life so much easier right now. No, JP! He gets the right target! That's the jungler of Blacklist going down! And this will be a very, very uphill battle for the Lord in 20 minutes.
Wow, wow. Target acquisition, JP securing that, giving the insurance to Echo to take this Lord here. And they're going to push him back further.
Coming back.
Look at these guys, sheer commitment and will.
Going for it. They're going hard. And they're going ham. But will
Resets.
not resulting into any major kill. Lord is not fully reset though. And that means that Echo will have the advantage on this one.
Oh, Purify.
Purify go down.
I mean, Petrify.
Oh, that's going to be it. That's Haji down. Renegade as well. 2 members left to defend for Blacklist. That spells trouble for the agents.
It's just the choice of Echo, man. Again, you saw how committed JP and Sanford with their roles, with their respective roles, even using the Black Dragon Form while the Lord was half HP. They were even willing to reset the Lord to take a team fight versus Blacklist.
Well, at this point, all base turrets down here. Can they hold on?
That's going to be a big question here. Very, very tricky. Edward will follow the ball.
Sanford,
That will be it. Sensui just not tanking enough to stain the hits for the Bruno. And it's a 2-0 with the debut game of MPL Philippines going over to Echo.
And that winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. Echo ensuring themselves the first victory of this season.